Hey everybody, well, looking at boats, as you've seen and as you've heard, we've looked at several boats. Lots of them are just too much, to be honest with you, because what we would need in these boats, we would have to redo the water makers if there were any. Batteries, little to nothing, maybe 40 gallons of everything. So, I mean, there wasn't a lot of tankage. We really didn't find anything we liked. We came across this 1974 47-foot Alden Dolphin. It's pretty rough, but it's kind of what I'm looking for because it's a blank slate. It has 200 gallons of water and 200 gallons of fuel. I don't know about the black tank. I've been told that it has everything.
So how much is this boat that we're looking at?
It's listed for $15,000, which
15.
seems like a lot. And I've talked with the broker, the selling broker. We do not have a broker at this point. So he is supposed to have done a virtual walkthrough with us, call or something like that, and kind of walk through the boat and show us the boat as well as what all's with the boat. And apparently the masts and all of the cabinets and drawers and doors are off at another facility inside, so they're not in the boat and not in the climate. But the broker came down with COVID. We decided to pass on the boat. And several weeks went by, actually a month or so went by, and we were going to go on a cruise. And about a week and a half, 2 weeks before we left on the cruise, the broker calls. And he basically said, would you be interested in the boat still? And I'm like, it's just, it needs a lot.
But Mr. Negotiation that you are,
Well, yes, and
I wanted to see what you could do.
so he immediately dropped down to $10,000 on the boat. And this is supposedly the engine's rebuilt, ready to be put in. It's up in Transatlantic Diesel in Virginia. The tanks supposedly are empty, but good. The cabinets are there, the mast, the main mast, the mizzen mast, the furling, Genoa, and the staysail. The booms are there. Supposedly everything is there. So I shoot him back at $5,000. Negotiations go back and forth. And we ended up signing a contract for $8,000, subject to us inspecting the boat, taking a hammer and beating on the hull, listening for soft spots. Same thing on the deck, that it's exactly how he does portray the boat, as it's all there. So what we're going to do is we're going to go on a cruise. We're going to take our 6x12 utility trailer across the state of Florida and park it for a week, and then go look at this boat.
And the reason why we're taking this utility trailer with us?
Well, apparently, and this is interesting, the current owner wants his warehouse cleaned out. We get home on a Saturday, and he wants it cleaned out that Sunday. So if we buy the boat, we have to kick it into high gear and just start emptying out this guy's warehouse. So I guess we have a contract on a boat. So here's what happened. We went on a cruise. We came home, got in the Jeep, and drove to South Florida. Met the broker at this guy's shop. He opened it up. It was the strangest thing. We had to climb up a ladder to get onto like the ceiling of his offices inside of this warehouse. And up there I was seeing, I'll put it in layman's terms, lots of ropes. We call them sheets and halyards. Rigging, stainless steel cables of all different shapes and sizes. The masts were hanging on the wall and with one boom. Second boom was again up above this guy's offices. A refrigerator, a freezer, a brand new stove. Well, it was not brand new. And it was all there. I saw one of the cabinets and it was stained glass and it was all there. Several of the teak wood pieces have been sanded down, as well as all the doors have been sanded down, ready to refinish. So we went out to the boat. Took a 20-minute drive out to look at the boat. I got my ball peen hammer and started thumping on the hull of this boat. And I found one spot that was maybe questionable, and it was right by a through hull, but it didn't really concern me because we're going to replace the through hulls because they are ancient, they're old, and when I went inside to look at them, I couldn't get a single one of them to move. So they're locked up. But all the cabinetry framing is there. The rudder's there, the prop. By the way, there are 2 more props at the guy's shop.
The basis for everything was there according to what they said.
Correct.
So while you're thumping on the hall, I'm just down there looking at the interior, trying to go past the cosmetic piece of it because this boat was so sad. I mean, the barrier paint or anti-foul, whatever that was just so sad. And everything had just been gutted on the inside, and I was like, wow, okay.
There was no plywood flooring.
No, there wasn't. We had to do hopscotch on the subfloor.
There was 2x4 structures, bigger than 2x4, but there's basically what they are.
And a big old hole in the middle.
Yes, it was interesting. The heads or the bathrooms one of them was just completely gone, except for the floor. All the walls, the cabinets, everything was gone. The other one was pretty complete.
Yep.
It's missing the toilet, the head, and the sink, and the shower head, but it's all there. There were no cushions. I was told that the sails were there and new. There was bimini. I could see the structure of the bimini, the metal stainless piping. We went back to the shop, sat down in the air conditioning, signed some papers, and bought a boat.
We did.
So we bought
a project boat, he said.
What's known as Scotty. And Scotty is the current name of the boat. It used to be Frolic 2 before that. The boat does not seem happy. We're going to spend some time on her and try to figure it out. But before we do that,
we got to load up this trailer and bring stuff over to the boat because time's ticking, and I got to find a bank to get the rest of the money. We've got to start loading up the back of the SUV. We've got to load up the trailer and see how much of the stuff that we can move to, that Saturday, take it all over to the boat, unload it, and then come back and do another round. And I don't think we can do it all in one day.
No, I think we started actually loading the trailer after we agreed on it, we signed the papers, we had to go get cash.
Yes.
I think it was about 2 o'clock when we started loading?
2 or 3, yeah.
Yeah, so it was kind of late in the afternoon. And we are now 3.5 hours from home. Driving home is not an option. So we loaded up the trailer, loaded up the back of the Jeep. We have this thing packed to the hilt. I cannot see out the window. I've got stuff strapped, hoping it's not going to fall off. And so we go out to the boat and we start unloading everything. And the boat itself, I have to lift everything up a ladder, and it's about 13 feet off the ground at this point to get onto the deck. So it's a lot of work.
Buried under some trees too, so you're trying to fight all the bugs and leaves and stuff that were...
So the sun's starting to set and the mosquitoes come out and no-see-ums, and they're tearing us up. But we get it all unloaded. Our clothes are drenched and just filthy, dirty from this guy he runs a teak shop. So he does teak wood work for boats. So it's all covered in teak wood, and it's just the boat's dirty. We are just filthy. So we find a hotel, spend the night, but we hit the Cracker Barrel for dinner. We're both so tired we really can't eat, so we go home, crash and burn. We're up the next morning, back at the guy's shop by 7:30. 7:30 in the morning, trying to get the rest. We get everything else loaded, except we cannot get the stove, the refrigerator,
boxes.
The boxes that have the sails in them, missing boom, because the main boom's too big. So we beg and plead, can we leave them here? Please don't throw them away. So he goes, yeah, just next trip you come down, let me know, and we'll get the neighbor's forklift and just pull them down, have them ready for you. Thank goodness, because I don't know how I was going to lift this stuff down, because they put it up there with the forklift. So we took the remainder of the things back to the boat.
Kind of reorganized it a little bit, but tried to bring back home as much as we could. So like all the wood, the
doors, the drawers, cabinet doors,
the
refrigerator, freezer, the stove,
the boxes of sails,
because those are hundreds of pounds, and I really didn't want to lift them again. Brought the boom back, the battens to go in the sails.
There's just all, and then he just started throwing stuff at us and said,
Yeah.
"Here, these don't go to the boat, but you can have them." I don't know what half the stuff
we-
is we got.
We got some, I think, 14 feet of mahogany trim that's like
Three.
3 inches thick,
Yeah.
which we're going to use on the boat. Anchors. He threw bumpers in. He threw a couple props, I believe, are the props to go on the boat, but it already has one on it, so we'll use it as a spare. But yeah, I mean, he literally just throwing stuff at us to take. So yeah, we went back to the boat, organized it a little bit, pulled some stuff off and loaded the trailer up as much as we could, and we were starting to get chased off by rain. So we closed the boat up, changed everything with the marina over to our name, basically sealed the deal. Yeah, we headed 3.5 hours back in the pouring rain. I mean, monsoon pouring rain. I couldn't see probably 10 feet in front of us driving on the interstate. It took us about 4.5 to 5 hours to get home. Got home,
Unloaded
everything.
Because we couldn't just leave it out in the
No.
driveway. It would walk away.
No, it literally looked like the Clampets. But yeah, we unloaded everything and filled the garage full of everything. So we had the
Davits?
safety lines, some of the railing, we had all sorts of stuff in there. So over the next couple weeks, we have slowly pulled things out of the garage, and we're trying to go through them and figure out what we have, what we don't have. And
There'll be lots more videos about that here very shortly.
me being the nerdy geek electronic person that I am, we have the radar and the nav pods, which are like these housings to hold electronics. So it had the Garmin radar and then the Garmin chart plotter. So I pulled all those out and was able to wire the radar up and get power to it. I ran the cabling, the data cable, which is a Cat5 network cable, from the radar into the chart plotter, wired a battery up to the chart plotter, and did a firmware update on it till the latest revision that was released. It's all old, and it worked. I could see the fence, I could see chairs, I could see the house. The radar was working. The chart plotter was working. It was showing my exact location with an internal antenna inside the chart plotter. So I was ecstatic about that. So that's about where that sat. And yeah.
Can I go shopping now?
No. You can buy sandpaper, and let's figure out what we have to do to refinish the wood, because we need to never stop learning.
I want to go shopping.
Have you ever refinished wood?
Nope.
Okay, there's a learning process.
Never polished anything either.
There's a lot to polish.
We got a lot of stainless steel to polish.
Lot to polish. That's kind of where we are.
Well, I say we make some plans on what we're going to do and find a marina to bring her back home.
Yeah.
And let's get that process started,
Yeah.
because I don't think we can go down every month.
No. That's a long
for,
drive.
For a weekend.
That's
so
a long drive.
I guess those are our next steps. Where
So-
are we going to put her?
Well, we'll have to figure that out. Never stop learning. So, if you like the process so far, you like what we're doing, smash that thumbs up, like, subscribe. It means the world to us. Every click we get on a like, every subscribe we like, it kind of gives us the motivation to keep going, to make this work, to help you guys learn how to do this. And it's a process. So we're all going to do it together as one big sailing family. We'll see how far we get and how much it's actually going to cost us to get her in the water floating. Like, subscribe, head over to Patreon. If you want to contribute to the project, you can. You can go to Patreon, look up SV Free Spirit. You could also go to our website at sv-freespirit.com. There's like a Amazon wish list, a shopping list there. So if you want to purchase something for the boat, go there, purchase it. We will make sure that it is in a video where we put it on the boat, and you will know it as well.